Hi everyone! In this video, we'll learn how to identify outliers in a regression model. An outlier is a data point that is much farther from the regression line than the other data points. The key idea is that we are measuring the vertical distance from each point to the regression line. A common mistake is to think that any unusual looking point is automatically an outlier. That's not always true. We compare every point to the regression line before making that decision. A common rule of thumb is this. If a point is more than about 2 standard deviations above or below the regression line, it may be considered an outlier. To do that, we'll use these 3 lines. The first line that we use is the regression line, y hat equals a plus bx. The other 2 lines are the boundary. For the upper boundary, we take the regression line plus 2 standard deviations. And then for the lower boundary, we take the regression line and subtract 2 standard deviations. Here, S is the standard error of the estimate. If a point falls outside the upper or lower boundary, it's considered a possible outlier. Let's apply this idea to example 1. A nutritionist wants to predict a person's weight based on their height. Does the data set contain an outlier? If yes, identify it. Since we are predicting the weight is the response variable y. And height is the explanatory variable x. We'll enter the heights into L1 and the weights into L2. Next, we are going to use the TI-84 calculator to find these values. Press Stat, choose Edit, press Enter. Now enter the heights into L1 and the weights into L2. Now press Stat again, move over to Test, and scroll down to choose Linear Regression t-test. Press Enter. For X-list, enter L1. Y-list, enter L2. Leave frequency as 1. Choose Not Equal to. Highlight Calculate and press Enter. This is the result that we get from the TI-84 calculator. We have y hat equals a plus bx, where a is negative 205 and b is 5. So my regression line is y hat equals negative 205 plus 5x. S is 14.491 because the question asks for 3 decimal places. Now, to find the upper outlier boundary, I take the regression line plus 2s. And to find the lower outlier boundary, I take the regression line minus 2s. Now, I need to go back to the calculator and graph these 3 lines. I'll enter this line into y1, this line into y2, and this line into y3. Press the button y equals. Enter the regression equation into y1. negative 205 plus 5x. For the variable x, use this button. Enter the upper boundary equation into L2. Negative 205 plus 5x plus 2 times 14.491. Then enter the lower boundary equation into L3. Negative 205 plus 5x minus 2 times 14.491. Next, let's go to the stat plot menu, press second, then y equals, choose plot 1, press enter, highlight on and press enter to turn that on. Choose the first graph type, which is a scatter plot. For x list, enter L1, y list, enter L2. Again, because I saved my x values in L1 and y values in L2. If you saved your data in different lists, make sure you replace it. Now press zoom and go down to choose number 9, zoom stat, and press enter. The calculator displays the scatter plot together with the 3 lines. The middle line is the regression line. The top line is the upper boundary. The bottom line is the lower boundary. Any point that is above the top line or below the bottom line is an outlier. And look like this one is an outlier because it's below the bottom line. So how do I read this point? Press trace and use left and right arrow to move to the next point. I want to move to this point, so I'm going to move right. This point is a point 66, 95. So that point is an outlier. And this is what we have after graphing these 3 lines. This point is an outlier. So the point 66, 95 is an outlier.